Hello, welcome to Sleuth, or Sleuth, or Sleuth, or Sleuth, whatever. No, Sleuth. A film by Joseph L. Mankiewicz. I don't remember that I ever watched a film by him. But yeah, now it's the time. Sir Laurence Olivier, or should I say Lord Laurence Olivier, again, third time on this channel and ever. Yeah, Michael Caine, Sir Laurence Olivier and Sir Michael Caine. The two knights playing together. Yeah, it says mystery thriller. The only thing I know is that one of them is a guy, and that's it, who invites the other one in his house to murder him because he slept with his wife, I think. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. And this film is 2 hours 18 minutes long, and I think it's it only takes place in one house. So I can imagine that it's very dialogue heavy and of course character driven. Yeah, thriller, so suspenseful as well. I don't know, I think it's yeah, nominated for 4 Oscars. That's very promising. Yeah. And I don't know what else to say. I just can't wait to get into it. So, let's rock. Oh yeah, it's based on a play, so I expect great writing. And my guess is that this is nominated for an Oscar. And the acting. And I've read that this film has had no distribution rights for a very long time, for a few decades, and just recently, a few years ago, rediscovered and published again. Interesting. Alright. Nice transition. So this must be Michael Caine, because my guess is he's the guest, because he's younger, and it makes more sense that Laurence Olivier is the older guy who's married.
Dr. Grayson was never in London at the time of the murder.
A maze in his garden. Interesting. Reminds me of The Shining.
Remember my query about brass knives at the time? I was worried about those metal shavings.
By the time he arrives, he's dead.
It's me, Milo Tindle. I think you're expecting me.
Yes, indeed. So good of you to come. Won't you join me?
Well, I have been trying to do exactly that for quite some time.
Ah.
I've just dictated the denouement of my new book, Death by Double Fault. I must say, it's gone extremely well.
Interesting. Writing a book about death.
I understand you want to marry my wife.
Ah, so his ex-wife.
I want you to steal that jewelry.
Steal it?
I've sent Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins away to the seaside for a 48-hour paddle. They won't be back till Sunday night, so you see, the house is empty.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't think you'd hide your safe behind it. I've seen that in too many movies.
Good thinking. All right, then where? Are you up to finding it?
And that music. Oh. You have to hit a specific spot to open it. Bullseye.
There are certain skills best acquired in public bars, I suppose.
Or he sticks it right in it without throwing.
Yeah, but why don't you steal the bloody jewels and simply hand them over to me?
I should have thought that was obvious. The burglary has to look real. This house has actually to be broken into.
Then why don't you break into it? All right, I'll do it. Where do you want me to break in?
No, not so fast. You've got to get disguised first.
What for?
Well, suppose somebody saw you climbing in.
Here? In the middle of nowhere? I could hardly find this place with a bloody map.
That's very suspicious. That he wants him to disguise himself.
A few scenes from some of my books, lovingly recreated by an artist friend. The necrophilic barber of Tunbridge Wells, and the doltish pie poisoner from the Simple Simon murders.
He seems obsessed with murder. So that's what he tries to do, the perfect crime. And that's all part of it. That's why he has to disguise himself. That's all part of the plan, I feel like.
Look, I might even do the whole thing in drag.
Kiss me, you fool.
What the fuck?
170.
No, it's like a game for him. Just a silly game.
You are marvelous. You are the complete clown.
Literally. I mean, it seems like that's his plan to get him to break in so he can shoot them and claim that he broke in and whatever, and he defended himself. But that can't be it. It can't be such easy, right? He hides his clothes. And all this charade just for the neighbors to see him, but there are no neighbors. It's in his backyard. So what's the purpose? Very interesting. Let's say that.
Was that a footstep in the garden? No, I must be mistaken. There it is again.
Must have been the wind. And it's very comical now. Feels very lighthearted.
For Christ's sake, Milo, they couldn't have made more noise on D-Day.
The bloody glass came out, it bloody boot got stuck, and I fell down a bloody ladder.
Well, the bloody police must have heard it all the way to bloody Salisbury.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Somehow I thought you'd be better than that at climbing ladders. The mistress's bedroom. Or would you know your way about?
The mistress or her bedroom?
Irrelevant. Now, Milo, where to begin? The bottom drawer? The trousseau drawer?
He really planned this all out. What he's supposed to do and everything. And I have no idea where this could lead to. Not yet, at least.
A blast off.
Well done. Very clean.
Dear God.
Are we happy, Vincent?
Now let's see what accident does to artifice. Seconds out of the ring.
What seconds? What for?
The ensuing fight, remember? This is where I take a dive, and you knock me out cold!
For real?
Yes, naturally. When the police come, I have to show them a real lump. Yes, I thought you'd like this bit.
Now, where do you want it?
Oh, that's dangerous.
Don't get carried away. It's not a murder weapon you were talking about, you know.
No?
No, we're discussing an object from which I receive in the classic formula a glancing blow which will raise a lump without actually cracking the cranium.
Why don't I just keep tapping you lightly on the head with a poker?
Let us expose its shortcomings.
Ooh.
Oh, he might have said good shot.
You bloody maniac!
I will not resist the temptation. Shucks, gosh darn.
That was a good shot.
I'm a gonna kill you.
You are gonna kill me? Jesus! Here we go again with another one of your games.
Another one? No. It's the same one. We've been playing it all the evening. It's called You're Going to Die and No One Will Suspect Murder.
Yeah. But never. But he doesn't kill him. The question is, does he fail to kill him? Or is his plan just to scare him?
After the fight, you flee up the stairs back to your ladder again. Go on, Milo, flee. Here we go.
Now he can't shoot him as long as he sits in the stair. But now he can.
Please. Oh, go away. You won't never hear me no more. Why, Andrew? Why me?
I'm amazed you have to ask. I hate you. I hate your smarmy good looks and your easy manner. I hate you because you're a culling, blue-eyed wop. Not one of me. That creeping, hairdressing seducer of silly women. A jumped-up pantry boy who doesn't know his place!
Wow.
Finally, at your moment of dying, you are yourself. A sniveling, dago clown. Farewell, Punchinello.
What? Did you miss? He really shot him? What the fuck? Halfway through the film? Wow. So what now? I mean, the film is called Sleuth, and that's an investigator. So maybe a real sleuth comes in now and investigates and finds the flaws he mentioned. Oh, he missed, and he's not really dead, and he's just playing dead. Well, I don't know. But yeah, that was some great acting, I have to say, on both sides. He's so happy now. Just killed the man, and he has his time of his life. Now some unexpected comes. So by now it's the police were already there, or what? The dead body is gone and all that, I assume, because if not, he's in real trouble. But it looks clean. Everything is at its place. So maybe there's a witness.
Good evening, sir. I was beginning to think there was no one at home.
Dean, and who might you be?
Detective Inspector Doppler, sir.
Detective.
I am investigating the disappearance of a Mr. Milo Tindle. Do you know him, sir?
The disappearance? So he didn't call the police? Interesting. Oha. He looked at the bullet hole for a second. And that's a nice framing with the shot in the background. And now he seems very anxious.
We found this, sir. Urgent, we talk. Come on Friday evening, about 6:30. Wyke. May I ask, is this your handwriting, sir?
It was a game we were playing.
Game, sir? What kind of game?
It's called burglary.
Burglary?
Interesting, he looked behind the pictures.
Oh, but this is absurd. You're not suggesting I kill Tindle?
kill, Tindle, sir. I never mentioned the word kill. I'm sorry you find us so comic, sir. On the whole, what we do...
Oh wait, now I realize that's also Michael Caine. Wow. Of course. Man, that makeup. So unrecognizable.
As you seem to know, Tindle was having an affair with my wife.
That's a motive. What I don't understand is why he didn't call the police. Because that was the plan, right? He have thought everything out to make it seem like self-defense. Or is he planning to play the same game with the inspector now? that actually can be it.
I put the gun against his head and shot him with a blank cartridge.
Interesting. And he tells him all that.
After a few minutes, he came to his senses, realized shrewdly that he wasn't dead after all, and after only a few too many brandies, lurched off home.
So he's lying now, right? Because he shot him. Why would he disappear? And he said he shot him with a blank. But the other shots were not blanks. So he's lying to him now.
Then may I ask how you made those holes in the wall? That one over there.
So he saw it.
And this one over here.
He saw that as well. Interesting, he picked the right picture out of all.
Were you close to Mr. Tindle when you fired the gun?
Oh, very. I was standing over him.
Yeah, and that's deadly, even with a blank.
See, it was the actual feel of the gun, coupled with the noise of the explosion, that did the trick.
I can't tell if he's lying or telling the truth. Now he looks again very confident. But before he seemed very anxious. So I can't tell really. Oha.
Joke blood, sir. It's dried blood, sir.
Blood? Where?
Will you explain to me how that got there?
I've no idea. Tindle wasn't wounded, hurt in any way. They must believe me.
Here we are, sir. Now, would you say that had been freshly dug, sir?
That must be all part of his game. He must have left the blood there for him to find, and that grave for him to find. That doesn't fit his character if he's so sloppy. I'm really starting to believe now that he's playing the same game with him.
Clothing all screwed up on the floor of the wardrobe. That's not like you, sir.
And he still has that cloth. He must have left it there on purpose for him to find. It's just a matter of time and until he finds the car. But what then?
Do you still maintain, sir, that Mr. Tindle changed into the clown's costume in the cellar?
And he didn't put his clothes back on.
I think you started this exactly as you say you did. As a game in order to play a diabolical trick on Mr. Tindle, but that it went wrong. Your third shot was not a blank as you had supposed, but a live bullet that killed Mr. Tindle stone dead, spattering blood on the banisters in the process. Then, when you realized what you'd done, you simply panicked like 1,000 murders before you and buried the corpse in the garden.
He was listening to music, dancing, having a good time. I don't think he panicked.
It's time to go, sir.
No, I can't believe
I'm afraid, sir, that I must insist. There is a police car at the end of the drive.
I don't care. There are a fleet of police cars. No bloody one going.
Okay, no, he finally arrests him. Or tries to.
Inspector Doppler, sir. It is spelt like Doppel.
No way.
Which, as I'm sure you know, means double
in German.
Yes.
And for those whose minds
That's right.
run to these things, it is virtually an anagram of the word plotter. So, Inspector Plotter becomes Inspector Doppler.
Wow. So he missed, actually. But instead of calling the cops, he chooses to do him like that.
I'm covered in makeup and spirit gum.
Of course, use the kitchen.
No, I prefer the master bathroom.
Hey, wait. What's happening now? Ah, okay. So it was a game and he shot a blank and then everything was fine and then he decided to play him or what? And that's why they're now best friends again.
What did you think of my performance? The anguish of the innocent man trapped by circumstantial evidence.
It wasn't a performance.
Of course it was. Had to be convincing. Apparently, I succeeded.
Now he pretends to, he knows.
Did you really think your last moment on Earth had come?
Yes.
Wow.
I know that you stripped me more than naked. I know that you actually terrified me to death.
Oh yeah.
I stood on those stairs, looking down and realizing that my coat sleeve button, the banister, the nail on my fourth finger were absolutely the last things I was going to see, ever. Then, I heard the sound of my own death. Now that changes you, Andrew. Believe me. And I still owe you for that.
Uh-oh. What is he planning to do?
A new game. My kind, my rules, played my way.
Oh god, is he killing him?
It's a real game and a real murder. There's absolutely no point in playing another pretend game. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Would it be your girlfriend, Thea?
Possibly.
What?
Why?
She's the one.
No way.
You raped and strangled.
No, not rape.
She wanted it.
You're lying.
The thing is, I can't believe any of them now. Because they are playing the whole time. So I can't tell if he's serious or not. And the thing is, why would he do that?
The police will find her in due course if they haven't found her already.
The police.
Yes, I phoned them about an hour ago and asked them to meet me here at 10 o'clock.
Oh, I see. He's saying he was it. He's putting it in his shoes. Getting him arrested. That must be it. And that's his revenge. And all the clues are still there. And he just worked with them, with the clues. And that will convict
I told them that if they
him.
didn't believe me, one look at your books and the furnishings of your house would confirm what I said about your obsession.
Yeah.
You are trying too hard to be a big boy too soon.
And I think all this close-up of these eyes, paintings, and figures is like the audience who's watching them play games.
When was it? Where was she found?
Oh, she's found. So it's true what he says. Oh, it's an actor. And it's still part of a game. I don't know, I'm not sure anymore.
Why don't you ask yourself how your man Merry Dick would go about the search?
Merry Dew, St. Lord, Merry Dew!
Mary Dick.
Go to golden notes, golden scale, golden chord. It's a chord! You strangled her with a golden chord, like everybody does!
Like everybody does.
Is it in this room?
No capisco.
Bastard!
Yeah, but now I don't think that he killed her. I think that's all part of the game. And it's all about winning. So he can say, ha, 2-1 for me.
Is it all right if I introduce Detective Sergeant Tarrant and Constable Higgs?
Oh, yes, of course. Come in, gentlemen. Come in. Do.
No one there.
Thank you, Sergeant. We won't be needing you after all. That's all right, sir. Better to be safe than sorry. That's what I always say, sir.
I do it.
She did call yesterday while I was setting up the Doppler scene. And I told her about the trick that you played on me with the gun.
And she wasn't a bit surprised. She knows only too well the kind of games you like to play, the kind of humiliation you enjoy inflicting on other people.
Ah.
She also told me that you are practically impotent.
Oh.
I don't play games for the sport. Particularly not games of humiliation. I know too much about that.
Hmm. Wow. He showed him. That's for sure.
Inspector, I was working in my study
Oh no.
when I heard a noise in here.
Oh god.
So I took a revolver. Here was this young man running down the stairs with my wife's fur coat over his arm. I shouted for him to stop, but he wouldn't pay any attention, but ran on towards the door, hoping to make his escape. Naturally, I fired.
That's all right, sir. Don't distress yourself unduly. A thing like that could happen to anyone.
Oh man.
Perhaps the police won't come by as they said they would. But even if they don't, they'd never believe that burglar story of yours.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't believed a single word you've been saying.
It's the truth.
He doesn't believe him.
The game's over, Andrew. I'm going home now.
Oh, he really shot him. He shouldn't have turned his back. No way. Don't tell me that is still part of the game. He switched the bullets for blanks. So he's arrested for attempted murder then. Or not?
Be sure and tell them it was just a bloody game.
No, he really shot him. And all the puppets mocking him. And that's it. Wow. Man, such great writing. All the twists. Man, that was so great. It's all dialogue. And it was so engaging. Man, alright, okay. I have to think about it, and I'll be back with the review. Alright, that was it. That was Sleuth. And man, again, what a great film. Throughout engaging, suspenseful, funny. I mean, it had it all. And it was all happening like I expected in this one house, this one place. Just these two actors? There were no other actor, just these two, right? And some voices on the telephone. But other than that, wow, and all these twists and yeah, the writing was great, and it was nominated for 4 Oscars, but didn't win. And I will look up what the competition was in a few moments. Yeah, directed, the direction, very solid, directed. Yeah, the acting, of course, top notch. Wow, from both actors, and that's also interesting because this was 2 leading roles. Yeah, so that means they were nominated in the same category, or they made 1 leading role and 1 supporting role. But it was way too big to be supporting role, right? But the Oscars did that in the past, switched the leading role to a supporting role just to get that nomination. Yeah, I don't know. I will see that later. But I'm very eager to see that. Yeah. To the story. I mean, it was all a game until that very end, of course. But I mean, these twists. First, you think, okay, he's trying to get that money, and then he revealed his intentions. Then you thought, okay, but that's way too quick, too early in the film. But then he shot him, and you thought, what the fuck? Then he comes back as a detective, and first I thought it was a detective, but it was the same actor. But I thought it was a different character. Then again the reveal with the name Doppler, which means double. But that's not quite accurate, I have to say. Doppel means double, not Doppler. Doppler is I don't know, a name, just a name. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, and also it has very much comedy in it. Most of it was pure black comedy. But yeah, that was very funny. Very unexpectedly funny. It's not labeled as comedy. I mean, of course, it's not. But yeah. Then the music did a pretty good job. In every aspect, because the music in the comedy bits with the clown, where he climbed up that ladder, for example, the music were very comical. Then in the suspense scene, it did also a pretty good job to make the scene engaging, as suspenseful as much. Yeah, cinematography also very solid, especially when the slow zooms to the face happening. That was creating a very suspenseful atmosphere. And also the movement from one detail to another, then the framing with the 2 actors, with a bullet hole in the back, and little things like that, which made it very, yeah, great work from the cinematographer and the director, of course. Yeah, the editing was very interesting because of all the quick cuts to the eyes of the paintings and the puppets. And I think that was, as I said, like a metaphor for the audience, because they played the games just for themselves, but having all that eyes around them, it's like they played the games just for them, like they did for us as viewers. And that makeup, because Michael Caine wasn't that recognizable, at least at first. Yeah, so that was also pretty well done. This film was very British, and times it was hard to follow, because, I mean, me as a non-native speaker, it was hard to follow, because it's very high English, or what do you call it? I mean, you know what I mean. And it was very fast-paced. I've noticed. I mean, the plot was very dialogue heavy, but the pacing, it was dialogue after dialogue without any breaks. I mean, it's not the flaw, but yeah, from my perspective, it could be a little slower for me to think about it, understand the dialogue, and yeah, have thoughts on my own. But well, that was no flaw at all. All right, so let's see what the Oscar nominations: acting and, I would say, acting and writing. Writing, of course. Writing, I'm so sure, and acting, and I don't know what else. Actor in a leading role and actor in a leading role, so in the same category. Best director, Joseph L. Mankiewicz. And best music. Wait, not the writing? I was so sure about the writing. Wow. Best screenplay from BAFTA Award. And Golden Globes. Best motion picture. Best actor. Also no writing. And best director, but not best film. That's also interesting. That's rare. But not best writing. Let's see what the competition was. Laurence Olivier, Michael Caine, Marlon Brando won for The Godfather, of course. Okay. There you have it. Best director, Bob Fosse, Cabaret, a musical. Okay, never heard of it. Oh, Deliverance was nominated. John Boorman. That's also a great film. Yeah, and Francis Ford Coppola for The Godfather. Best writing, Godfather won. And all the other films I never heard of. Pete and Tilly, Sounder, Utvandrana, and Cabaret. Interesting. Yeah, alright. That's it. Yeah, again, such a great film. And I never heard of it before. I was just checking the resume of Laurence Olivier, and I thought, that's interesting. And then somebody recommended it also on YouTube, and then I thought, okay, it's time to watch it. Alright. Okay. The third film, Laurence Olivier. And every time he has such a great performance. And that definitely wasn't the last film I watched with him. That's for sure. And it was very long, 2 hours and 18 minutes. Very long, but at no time it was boring or something. Still throughout engaging. Okay. Alright, that's it. Nothing more to say. And I hope I see you next time. Bye bye.